Hello Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this video. I hope that you're doing well. Some side entertainment for you guys. Okay, so in terms of your money, in terms of your finances, it looks like something, you could have been trying to start something new, but you might not feel like you can really progress as much down this path in terms of, it's a lot of coins here. So you could be dealing for sure with an earth sign in your love and romance, but you might feel like you can't progress in this area or this realm in your life until you reach this level of mastery, which it looks like you're working towards reaching this level of mastery and completion. Like, say you are learning how to code, as an example, certain script, whatever, and you're feeling like, well, I can't really create all of these different programs that I want to. I can't create, say, a game using this code until I know, this is just an example though, until I know all the ins and outs of this specific language and how to use it properly. Well, until you reach this level of mastery, you can't progress as much in the field. And you could be kind of concerned about that. Could also be that you already have reached this level of mastery with something, like say you already know how to, someone tells you to code something, like you could figure it out. But the opportunities that are presented to you in this area, and I'm just using coding as an example, this could literally be anything, the opportunities that are presented to you in this area might not be, like, you might be overqualified at this point. So it's like you want to progress, but it's just a work in progress. And it looks like you could be kind of having some doubt in some way about this. Interesting. Also, I get for a lot of Sagittarians, there could be a fear of failure involved with this because we have the Tower in reverse. So it could be an issue that you're scared to get started on something, or you're scared to start, taking the steps to reach this level of mastery with something because you don't want it to all come crashing down, or you don't want to feel like a failure after having made a few steps towards it, which I think once you start down this path, you'll see that it is something that you are fully capable of doing. And even if you do have a few bumps in the road, a few blocks in the road, you'll still be able to progress down this path. This is all really involved with money for Sagittarians, honestly. There could be someone or something as well, though, that you are scared to walk away from. You might feel like it's necessary that you walk away from this person or this thing. You might feel like it's time for you to depart from whatever it may be, a person, a place, but you haven't yet, because I think your energy is almost so focused elsewhere, almost more so focused on self-mastery, that you don't really have the energy to, because it looks like if you were to try to walk away from this person or this situation, at least initially, like, you could get off scotch-free, like you could just leave and be free from this, whatever, but it seems that there might be a little bit of an altercation or like some conflict in order to leave. Like, you would have to confront someone and say, I'm leaving, or I'm not cool with this, and you would have to exit their life, or you'd have to exit the place, and you're kind of just like, I don't want to destabilize right now or do that. So I think you might be kind of waiting to leave something that isn't right for you anymore, but I think you might just be waiting for when it's easiest for you to leave, because this could be something that you're really involved in, or someone that you've been really involved with for a long time. So it might not be the easiest thing to just immediately walk away. But I think eventually you're kind of planning your escape from something, which is interesting. But definitely I see that you might be making this progress on your own. Like, you might be building your skills, and whatever this is that you're good at or that you're interested in, you're either scared of working towards it, or you're developing it all on your own. So you might just not have found the place where your skills are valued yet. I think you might be at a time where you just need to kind of work up this ladder, whatever this is. And as of right now, you're coming as, well, a page and knight, but they're both in reverse. So you're kind of at the beginning stages of this, yet it's almost like your skills are much ahead of that, much more advanced. So when you come across as the Knight of Coins, it's like, it seems like you're this intermediate level or whatever it is, but really you put so much work into your skills that the positions that are available to you right now in terms of like job experience or whatever it is you're going to be overqualified for them, because you first have to take the steps as the page, as the knight, and until you can actually get to a point where you're self-actualizing in your environment, like your environment supports your self-actualization. You could also have some kind of business idea. You could have some kind of venture that you want to take, but you're scared, like I said, because of fear of failure. So say like you have a business idea, but you don't want to go and take out a loan from the bank and do all this stuff if it's going to fail. If you're just going to owe that money and you're not going to get it back, that's a big risk, you know? So I think you might be pondering taking some kind of risk in your finances or venturing down a certain path. But so it's kind of two stories here. Could be the same for both of you, like you have both of these situations going on with your money, but it's like the issue here is, I think you have an idea of what it is that you want to do, or you have a good idea, but you don't have the steps planned out. So usually with like the Page of Coins or the Knight of Coins, when they're upright, it's about having a plan that you're going to execute. So the problem here could be that you have the skills, you have the idea, but you don't have the plan to roll out. And this could be involved with love as well. Like, you could have grown a lot, you could have learned how to be a really good partner in different ways, different things that maybe you had issues with giving or issues with communication, something like this, and I think you've sorted it out, but you haven't found a person who at this point aligns with the new you, with the growth that you've had, if that makes sense. So yeah, eccentricity. You could be meeting someone who is very skilled in something that you are interested in as well. And we also have achievement. So I think whatever this quality is about you that has you showing up as the Eight of Coins, you can interpret that in whatever area of your life that it is. It could be that you've become really good at being a good partner, being understanding, being compassionate, or you've become really good at some other area of your life. And this skill of yours, this level of mastery that you're achievement, is going to help you a lot down the road. So even if right now it doesn't look like you're in a position that is maximizing your skills that you've built for yourself, I think eventually this is all going to pay off for sure. It might be necessary for you to walk away from something though. At some point when you are overqualified, or when it just doesn't align, like say you're incredibly good at something and it's just like the tasks that you're given are far too simple for you or something like this, because it's more like a beginner type of job or task in your field. But it will be recognized in those environments that you do have skills that exceed the minimum requirements, if that makes sense. So I think in this case, this is kind of what eccentricity is about. You could be getting more in touch with some different sides of yourself that are more eccentric. Like, you could be feeling like it's okay to be whoever it is that you want to be, you know? If you were trying to fit a certain box before or something like that, I think you're allowing yourself, you're being more open to different sides of yourself, and you're being more open to your eccentric side. And this is going to help you achieve something within yourself, like a level of understanding within yourself. And also, I think this is just going to help you with the people around you and your job opportunities in the future by having this acceptance and understanding of yourself. Okay. So this is the Ask and It Is Given deck. This is a lot about manifestation and things like this. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have, and we want to assist you in achieving that achievement. But we love where you are right now, even if you do not, because we understand how joyful the journey to where you want to go will be. So, like I was saying, you might be in a position right now where you feel like you're overqualified or undervalued. And this could be in a lot of different areas. I'm just going to keep that very vague, but I think for a lot of Sagittarians, this is about your money, your career, your job. And this is, I will love where I am at right now. And it's kind of a great position to be in, even though you are overqualified or whatever. It's better than being underqualified for the position, because you're going to be the best at your job that you can be. And people will notice that. They will. They'll see that you're working very hard, and like I said, I really do see that this will pay off. And try to enjoy where you're at right now, because I do see that this is something that you will ascend in. This isn't something that's going to stay stagnant. So just enjoy the process of taking the steps that you need to take. Because like I said, it's even though you could, in theory, be over here like level 6, it's more important that you go, like skill set wise, you could be in level 6 as an example, but you can't get to level 6 even if you do have the skills until you go through 1 through 5. You have to go through all the different levels and then get there, and then once you get there, you'll have even more knowledge, you'll be even more skilled at what you're doing, so you'll be sure to, it will help you to gain experience, even if you already have the skills. So, in every moment, you are broadcasting a very specific vibrational signal that is instantly being understood and answered, and immediately your present and future circumstances begin changing in response to the signal that you are projecting. The entire universe right now is being affected by what you are offering. I am a vibrational transmitter and receiver. It could be important that you... Okay, yeah. So if you feel overqualified and undervalued, if this is resonating with you for something, be sure to feel, despite this, know that because of this skill, because of this dynamic of you being in this 8 of Coins position, you are very incredibly valued. Even though you might be overqualified, the fact that you are overqualified is what makes you very valued, if that makes sense, in this position. It might be important for you to walk away and move on to other things in the future that are more well adjusted for where you're at with this thing, with this skill, but at this moment, remember that you are valued, remember that you are appreciated in your position, that all of your hard work is appreciated, and this skill of yours, or this way that you have grown, is seen. It's not invisible. So even though you might be in a place where you could be doing something bigger with it, people see that you can be doing something bigger with it. If that makes sense to you, so remember that. Remember that it's not invisible. All this work that you put in to achieve, or that you are putting in to be this 8 of Coins, which is all about mastery and completion and things like this. So you have artist. And in this depiction of the 8 of Coins, this person is an artist as well. this could be something that you are pondering doing is getting involved with your artistry in some sense, and you might want to reach a level of mastery with this, but this could be what you're scared of having this tower moment with, because to be an artist, okay, I have a few things to say about this. So I think the issue here is you don't want to, if you're really interested in painting, if you're really interested in making music, you don't want to, you might be scared at least to devote everything to that, to devote everything to some kind of artistry, because you don't want to have this tower moment where it's like you uprooted your life and it doesn't work out when you become, if you were to just focus everything on your artistry, if that makes sense. So, because I mean, a lot of people aren't in the position to do that. I mean, majority of people aren't in the position to just like quit their job and be like, oh, I'm going to be a music producer and just hope it works out, because that could be a disaster. What I recommend with this is, although it's probably going to, you're going to have to be sure to devote time as well to making sure you relax or whatever, but if you are really interested in artistry and you're in some other position right now, if you really want to develop your artistic skills, I would say don't uproot your life. This is just my advice, do what you will, but don't uproot your life for now. First focus on building your skills and building your artistry, building your craft, while trying to maintain whatever it is that you're still doing. So I wouldn't recommend anyways like throwing everything to the wind and just trying to be an artist, because it's a very difficult path. It is. But, you know, the goal with artistry and creating art isn't per se, it would be amazing, of course, to have that be your whole job if that's something that you really love. But first, focus on building the skill, and if you feel like you're at a point with your 8 of coins, if you feel like you reached the 8 of coins with your artistry, like you're really proud of your artwork and you feel like you've put the hours in to make you someone who is very skilled in this art craft, this is all about art and work. So if you wanted a romance reading, I'll get some cards for that too. But you could also be dealing with someone who's an artist. But yeah, just originally, or first and foremost, focus on your craft and how you can hone your skills, because especially in artistry, there's always a lot of different ways that you can improve. So first do that, and it's going to be a lot of work. That's why I'm saying you're going to have to devote extra time to like relaxing, because if you're working and you're building your skills as an artist, that's a lot of time and energy that's going in a few different places. So yeah, you're going to have to make sure that you're not overworking yourself, but after work, even though you're probably exhausted, if this is something that you really want, devote however much time that you can to practicing your craft, to learning about your craft in a way that's really, something that's really helpful with this is maybe have like alternating days. One day you learn, as an example, say you want to be a painter or you really enjoy painting. Have one day where you learn about the different, have one day where you learn about the different techniques of painting, such as the shadowing, highlights, how to just learn like actually technique for however long that day, and then alternating day practice, because that's how you really improve. Like I was saying, there's a bunch of different ways you can improve in artistry, and this will help you to allot different times to practicing and also improving your skills, improving your knowledge on how to be a better artist at what it is that you're doing. This could also be music. You could like, you know, watch a few videos on music theory one day and then the next day try making a beat. However it works for you, that's just literally what I suggest. But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense that you are concerned about heading down this path and having this tower moment, because I think that happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. So it is a valid concern of yours that it's a little scary to devote all of your time and energy to this or to start down this path, because it really could cause tower moments. So just be cautious of that, and you're just going to have to allot your time differently. And like I was saying, if you do reach this 8 of coins, you do feel like you've reached it with your artistry. I feel like this is for a very specific set of Sagittarians. If you do reach the 8 of coins with your artistry, try to build an audience after that. Try to get it to be seen and everything. At that point, when you feel like you have some kind of audience or some people who are interested in your artistry, make sure there's some exposure. If that's something, if you want to sell it, if it's something that you can sell. And at that point, that's when you can start thinking about heading towards it in a more serious way. But say you've only painted 20 times and you enjoy it and you're decent, it's not the time yet to quit your job and try to be a painter. You quit your job and try to be a painter once you have reached a much higher level than you used to be at painting, and then when you actually start to have some sort of audience that you form, which you can form that by going to art shows or whatever, but that's specifically for painting. Okay, so that's my tangent about how to become an artist if you don't work as an artist already. Okay, so we also had strength in reverse. You might not feel like you have the strength to go through with this. It does take a lot of strength, especially to like try to go on a different path. I do think that you do have the strength, but honestly, with what these cards are saying, you will reach the 8 of coins eventually if you haven't already, but it's not time for you to walk away from your current circumstances yet to try to venture down this path of artistry if that's what you're interested in. First, focus on being the 8 of coins. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. So be sure to view these lessons, these different phases that you've had in your life. If things have been tough on you, that only means that you're stronger. That doesn't mean that that's any kind of weakness of yours. If you've gone through a lot of different tough times, that only shows strength. And I think sometimes people will kind of get it confused and think, well, I've been through a lot, and so they feel kind of weakened. But the truth is, that's your strength. That's where you've pulled through, you've persevered, and that's where you've got your strength. Alright. But honestly, I do see you could be very successful. If you're not interested in this whole thing, I mean, I feel like this is very specific for some people. I do see that you could be successful, and this can be artistry. It seems like it's just something outside of what it is that you're doing now for your job. It does look like you can be fairly successful, but it's just not the time. Like, we have achievement here as well, and I think that you can add something. You have something about you creatively that is eccentric and that is different than what anyone else has to offer. Everyone's creativity is slightly different from the next person, and so you have something very special, but hone that first, you know? Okay, so we have Aurora. You are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense with what I was saying, how it seems like you might be overqualified, undervalued. But people will eventually be inspired by this. Like I was saying, this isn't invisible. People notice this, that you're very good at what you do. People take notice, and at first they might be threatened. That's true. But I think eventually, lead by example. Don't try to lower yourself or be like, oh, because I'm overqualified, I'm not going to try as hard. No, still try your best. Still do everything that you can. Still work your hardest. Not overworking, but still give it your all that you can, even if you're overqualified and even if it's easy for you. And this helps to elevate the people around you by doing this. Because if you were to just try to stoop to everyone's level, because you could be up here, but everyone else is down here, so why not be down here, right? No, if you're up here, everyone will notice and try to ascend as well. in certain situations, say like your workplace or whatever. And definitely your superiors take notice. This card was in here randomly. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. It looks like a lot of Sagittarians are more focused on their money, but a lot of people are very attracted to this achievement that they can tell that you have had in your life. Like, you seem like you're someone who has achieved a lot, and they're also very attracted to your eccentricity. So don't feel bad about this. This is something that's really beautiful, that makes you very unique and special, and people are attracted to the things about you that make you different. So we have Rosetta. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. Interesting. And this is kind of over strength in reverse. You could be feeling kind of called to do something involved with helping children, like fostering or educating children in some area, something like this, like whatever that would mean to you, daycare. This could be something that you are called to do. Interesting. Also, it could be, for some Sagittarians, it could be that your artistry is something that will really touch the youth, that will really resonate with them, and that they'll appreciate. Like, doesn't have to necessarily be children, but it could just be the youth in general. But it could also be that you just have, like, you're very skilled with working with children, like you're very understanding and you're compassionate and patient and things like this, so you naturally are very good at working with children. So we have communion. You could be wanting to find a community where you feel like your skills are very valued and where you feel like you're with your peers, because in some sense you could be around people who have similar interests or whatever, but sometimes, like, you know when you're around people who are your true peers and like you feel that level of similarity, like you feel like they're like-minded, if that makes sense. So you could be around people who are somewhat similar, but you don't really align exactly, like you don't feel like you're like-minded, but you could be finding this kind of community of like-minded people soon in the future. Also, you could have already found a community, but they aren't. Like, you could be involved with some sort of group thing, but you're scared to leave it. We have retreat and reverse, and like also this card here, there's something that you're not ready to leave yet. It's like you want to, you know you should retreat at this point, but you are hesitant too. Like, it's not the time. If you don't feel like it's the time, if you still feel like you have some more to learn from this situation, so you don't want to retreat yet, that's understandable. But if you do feel this need to retreat from something, it's important to pay attention to that. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support. Ask for and accept support from others. It does look like there's a lot of things here involved with, this card really doesn't come out often for me. A lot of things involved with like communion. I think your friends are also really looking up to you at this point, and they could really look up to your artistry or how well you're doing, how successful they see this and they notice this. And if you do need help from them, I think they would be willing to help you. Just be sure to be mindful of who you ask for help and who you tell your problems to, because like how this card is saying, like, it may threaten others, that the fact that you're flying high right now. Be sure to not really go to people for advice about this artistry if they are people who are threatened. You want to be around people who are more inspired by what it is that you're doing and in these achievements that you've had, you know, because if they're just feeling threatened by it, their help isn't exactly what you want, you know. Could be helpful, but yeah, just know who those people are who are excited about your achievements, and know who is threatened instead. My SD card ran out of space, but yes, it might be necessary for you to reach out to your community or to find some friends that are involved with this same art craft that you're interested in doing. And these people will end up helping you and supporting you a lot. Like, you might need to find a community in this new place that you want to be. Like I was saying, it's important to, like, before you try to make this switch, if this is something that you want to do, or before you try to devote more time and energy to this, find some friends who are involved with the same thing. Find, like, a community within that area. I'm focusing on money right now, so this is messages from your person. They say call me. I think it could be like a romantic interest, but it could also be your friends want to talk to you, want you to call them. You're so special to me. So you are really special and valued in your community. I'm just going to say it this way because I feel like this is where this is coming from. But I think about you every day. You're beautiful. And this over attraction, people around you are very attracted to you, very attracted to all of these different things that you have to offer. And yeah, I think you're a very attractive, beautiful person, most likely. I think you are. And so does the people around you. So be sure to just feel that and get into that energy of, like, okay, I am valued by my community, by the people around me, by the things I'm involved in. And if I do feel overqualified, if you do feel overqualified, then that's even more room to appreciate you, and that creates even more value around your position in this certain area of your life. So thank you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helped somehow. I hope that this resonated. I hope that you're safe and that your family is safe and healthy, and I hope that you have a good day or night.